I woke up today to my girlfriend shaking me awake to let me know that I am going to love what I see when I open up Twitter today. Sure enough, without any poking or prodding or any instigation by me, frankly, I come to find out that basically half of lefty Twitter seems to be absolutely fucking roasting ThoughtSlime on my behalf for I think ThoughtSlime, I don't know exactly what pronouns ThoughtSlime goes by exactly, so we're just going to go with they, them, that they spread about me involving claiming that I had a sex cult, which I don't and didn't. And this drama happened way back. This drama happened back in early 2020. So we're digging back 2 years right now to get to this drama. But apparently it's been brought back up again, and frankly, I'm actually kind of happy about it, because when all of this happened, I feel like ThoughtSlime just sort of totally got away with it, and now all of a sudden I see so many people standing up for me, people with larger platforms than me, Shuanhead, Vosh even, seeing much larger Twitter accounts even and whatnot stand up for me in this respect has been really nice to see.
Has donated $5 *.
Thank you. It really has been heartwarming to see, and I appreciate it a lot. I legitimately do. All right, I guess it's time to start the story from the beginning. So, if you're looking for a much more in-depth and accurate and just more refreshed version of the storytelling, I recommend this video, Debunking False Allegations Against Me. Do I have a sex cult and abuse fans? That's the name of the video. It's only got 23k views, frankly, not as many views as it should have for how many people were lied to by ThoughtSlime. But, if you want to get a more in-depth version of the story, you can get it there. But if you just want to be caught up on the drama that's happening now, then I'll go ahead and give you a brief summary. So back in early 2020, my channel was quite a bit smaller. I believe I was around somewhere between 50 to 25k subs. I don't remember exactly. You can go on Social Blade and look for my channel on there and see what my sub count was back in April or March, or it was either March or April of 2020, and you'll be able to tell. Really not that many. It wasn't that many subscribers. Well, all I'm going to say is I was getting pretty burnt out on streaming and making content, and the stress from doing that had resulted in me kind of in my sleep biting a hole in my lip. This is something that I've done basically my entire life, and it's whenever I bite a hole in my lip, it's not like a tiny little bite. It's I wake up and there's a big chunk missing, and it takes days for it to heal. And when you're talking, when your job is to talk and the inside of your lip is basically fucked up and it's sliding over your teeth because you're talking, it hurts really bad. And so I had to take a couple weeks off of streaming. And in that time, I spent a lot of time in my Discord server just hanging out in the VC and playing video games, notably Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. That's what I was playing mostly at the time. And I spent a lot of time in the VCs of not only my own Discord, but the Discords that I hung out in. And there was a few friends that I ended up making while I was hanging out in those VCs. Most of them I actually became friends with in my own Discord server. Now, this has actually led to a very unfortunate misconception on the part of many people that the people involved in this drama were fans of my content that I reached out to, and that I'd used I'd leveraged my popularity, or I'd leverage their being a fan of me in order to get sexual favors from them. That's sort of a misconception that everyone's gotten. Just kind of pulled that from the fact they were in my fan Discord. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a behind-the-scenes bit of knowledge here. When you're a political YouTuber who has a Discord server, once you reach a certain size, your Discord server basically stops being a Discord server dedicated to that figure and basically just becomes another lefty politics server. None of them watched my content. They were all just hanging out in there because they were left-wing people who wanted a left-wing community to hang out in. But I became friends with a few of them that were hanging out in my server. Well, let's just say we were all consensual and very horny adults. So we made a separate chat in the Discord server, in the Xanderhal Discord server, and jokingly called it the harem, which is a reference to Destiny. For those of you guys that don't know, I got a hair in my mouth and I just can't get it out. For those of you guys that don't know, Destiny allegedly gets a lot of pussy. And so people like to meme about him having a harem, or being like the protagonist of a harem anime where it's one dude pursued by a bunch of women who are all like sycophantically dedicated to the guy. And so as a joke referencing that, because it was me and a friend group of a bunch of women, we ended up making, it was like 3 people at that time. One of them was Spooky, who was the alleger of these allegations. They've changed their name on the internet like a million times now. They don't go by Spooky anymore. I think they go by, they went by like Droidcore for a while. They went by like a few different names. They've changed their name like several times because this drama, like, when I had my response video come out, everybody that was like on their side of things kind of turned on them, and they just changed their entire identity online. I don't know what name they go by anymore, but I have been told that they still have like a fairly sizable audience of people who are deranged about me that believe the allegations. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, at this point, there were only 3 people involved, and we were all consenting adults, so we decided to horny post a little bit. But for the most part, we just kind of chatted in the voice chat and talked about video games, politics, current events, and stuff like that. And occasionally, we would horny post a little bit, because, you know, why not? Is that a bad thing? Can anybody explain to me how that is a bad thing? Are we good so far? Are we in agreement so far that nothing problematic on my part has occurred? Okay, good. All right, good. So, eventually, we end up also bringing in a friend of mine who I'm not going to name. I'm just going to call them A. We end up bringing a friend of mine called A. Now, all I'm going to tell you about this friend of mine is that she is a trans woman, and she's a lesbian. She's got no interest in men. And she was also in that friend group. And the reason why I bring that up is because, well, a few of the accusations made by the victim, in very heavy quotation marks. Oh man, if that's a bad thing, then I'm screwed, because I definitely have a sex cult. Oh, hell yeah, Lanabe Twitch. Anyway, yeah, so long as we're all in agreement so far that nothing I've done so far in the story is problematic, then we should be able to skate along just fine. Anyway, the reason why I bring up that that particular person who was in the friend group was a trans woman and a lesbian is because one of the allegations made was that all of the girls in this friend group were all interested in me, and that it was some sort of polyamorous relationship type deal. And I think you can imagine, you know, having somebody in there that I'm not interested in and isn't interested in me kind of like throws a wrench in that entire theory. Eventually, because of like, we didn't want it to end up becoming drama, because we were worried that could happen. One of our friends that was in this friend group ended up making a completely separate Discord server and calling it Harem Uwu to continue on the joke, and then invited all of us to go into that server, and that's where all the drama happened. Things went fine for like a couple months, I think, like maybe a few weeks, like things were just completely fine. And then eventually, I woke up one morning to find out everything had fucking fallen apart. Everything had fucking fallen apart. The only people dating there were Xanderhal and I. Yeah, Lonnie was there as well, but me and her were dating. You know, of course she was in the friend group. Really fucking... So Xan consents, the women consent, ThoughtSlime doesn't. Yes, this is quite literally a like... like me and these women like consent, but then ThoughtSlime saying, "Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask?" It's literally that meme. One day I wake up, you know, things went fine for a couple weeks, and then I wake up one day to everything having just fucking fallen apart. The world is fucking melting. Things are on fire. Everyone's losing their shit. It's like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I've just woken up. I come to fucking find out that Spooky, the girl who was the cause of all of the drama, had apparently left my Discord, the Harem Uwu friend group Discord, and all the other related Discords, banned me from her Discord, and had also attempted suicide and was Baker acted. That is what I woke up to hear about. when I got onto my computer and opened up Discord. And all I could think was just, oh God, what the fuck happened? Oh no. Why? This is why we can't have nice things, okay? This is why we can't have nice things, all right? Or Discord server where I got a friend group and I just click on a button and there's booby there. Can't last forever because, of course, bad things have to happen. We can't have nice things. So, come to... What is Baker Act? Okay, basically here in the US, I don't know if it applies like in other countries. If you are a danger to yourself or others, then you can be basically institutionalized in like a health facility if you're like suicidal or something like that. And they keep you there for like 3 days until they're pretty sure that you're not like suicidal or dangerous anymore. It's a Florida thing? Is that only a Florida thing? I'm pretty sure they do it in the place where she was, but Spooky also claimed you made the housing promises in a public VC or something, so of course it wasn't traceable. Yeah, of course. So, like, I just want to say, by the way, every accusation that Spooky levied at me is literally, like, source, just trust me, bro. Not even, like, no screenshots, no nothing. And all the evidence that I have is contained in, I shit you not, this folder. This folder is where I put all the screenshots proving my innocence. It's quite substantial, as you can see. It's quite substantial. The fact that this has all been available for ThoughtSlime to look at, and yet they still propagates this false narrative, goes to show how dishonest of an actor they are. Yeah, literally, I remember trying to look for evidence, and there was nothing other than, oh, he told me privately. Yeah, the closest thing to... So basically what Spooky did was claim that I promised Spooky, because Spooky had a very, very bad, she had a really bad home life, like a really bad financial situation. Now, to be clear, so did I at the time, okay? It's not like I was raking in the big, it's not even like I'm raking in the big bucks now, okay? But I made a joke about wanting to get a mansion and a harem to live in it. That was the closest thing that could have been interpreted as, like, me providing her a place to live. Anyway, so why had Spooky had this mental breakdown, this absolute fucking freak out, and what happened? What caused this? I come to find out that she and some friends of mine, as well as a friend of mine, as well as another friend from that friend group, were talking about Star Wars, because the three of them happen to be pretty big Star Wars fans. And Spooky happens to be a huge Reylo shipper, a huge Reylo stan. And apparently some drama that had happened in the Star Wars community a long time ago had been, kind of brought up. Basically, John Boyega had made like a sexist comment or a sexist joke about the character Rey in Star Wars. John Boyega plays Finn, the Black Stormtrooper guy in the new Star Wars movies. Come to find out, she basically had a mental breakdown over this drama being brought up because apparently when all of that happened, she'd attempted to kill herself over it. When all of that stuff with John Boyega and everything initially happened, she apparently attempted suicide because of it, which is just something and a half, okay? And I come to find out that after blocking me from everything and then like kicking me from her Discord and then like leaving my Discord and blocking everybody else and banning everyone else from her Discord, this is what she posted, apparently. At everyone, anti-Reylo, the last Jedi speak will get an instant ban, even if you are joking. I don't care anymore. I don't get upset at very many things. I'd honestly rather you mock me for my disabilities, me being a girl, and the fact I got sexually assaulted and raped before I let you mock me and make fun of the two things I mentioned. Thank you and good night. It's so fucking easy. It's such easy fucking rules, but half of you can't fucking follow them. At everyone, that also includes outside of the server as well, so if I see you say shit, you get kicked. As soon as I saw this, I understood. Yeah, I feel like I just need to show that one screenshot to like 90% of people, and that gets the message across pretty well. What are your thoughts on that? So that is what she proceeded to post in her Discord. And then she apparently threatened suicide. And so one of the friends in our friend group ended up having to call her local police and have her picked up and Baker acted. And so all of those events are what had occurred while I was asleep. Now I'd woken up, had this story sort of told to me and everything because I wasn't awake for it. And I'm just like, well, fuck. So basically, Spooky's gone for like 3 or 4 days, maybe even 5 days. I don't remember exactly. And she comes back, and it almost immediately goes to shit, okay? She ends up making... So first she goes on Twitter. The drama continues to escalate to an insane degree, as you can see. She proceeds to, because I block her on Twitter because she starts freaking out at me on Twitter and accusing me of like wilder and wilder shit progressively, though nothing even bordering that of a sex cult. After I block her, she ends up making an account called @fuckyou7351861 and and you know, starts spamming me. This is far from the only comment, the only like tweet that she spams me with on this account. There are a ton of Discord messages here and stuff like that. Yeah, so the accusations like slowly start to escalate until the point of relevance now where ThoughtSlime, our lovely friend, our slimy friend ThoughtSlime, decides to step out of the shadows. Do I have the ThoughtSlime screenshots attached in this document? Oh, I don't. I didn't attach the ThoughtSlime screenshots, just the accusation ones. Okay, well, that's interesting. Well, thankfully, we've got plenty of screenshots already here on Twitter. I just want to let you all know, ThoughtSlime, by the way, is like a mid-30s, or early to mid-30s-year-old, okay? Maybe late 20s at the youngest, okay? A grown adult who should absolutely know better than to do this kind of thing. And at the time, I was like freshly 20, okay? He's 36? Okay, so at the time, 34. So like mid-30s, okay? So even worse, all right? So this is someone who is in their mid-30s, a grown adult who should know better, falsely making up allegations of a 20-year-old having a sex cult. Does that sound a little weird to you guys? Like, doesn't that kind of just give you, like... I'm not saying that... I'm not accusing ThoughtSlime being sus, like he's like a pedo or anything. What I'm saying right now is, doesn't that seem like really childish behavior? Like, for an adult to be engaging in something so petty and so childish with a 20-year-old, and for the 20-year-old to be the victim in the situation, really fucking sussed me out. By the way, ThoughtSlime had a much larger sub count than me, and still does have a much larger sub count than me, and I had a very low sub count at the time, like 20k subs, okay? Like, this drama, when it happened, nearly destroyed my channel. It really nearly destroyed my career. It was really, really worrying that I wasn't going to be able to, like, make enough money to move out to California and live with my girlfriend Lonnie and like pursue the life of a streamer I wanted to get, because this much larger and much older figure online than me, who had a much larger audience than me, was attempting to character assassinate me when I have no sufficient platform to defend myself. And when the drama happened for a while, I got nothing but hate. Especially because around the time when the accusations on ThoughtSlime's part happened was right after George Floyd had been killed, and all of the online left was talking about the BLM riots, but I was getting inundated with harassment at the same time because of these accusations. So every time I tried to defend myself against the accusations, I would get people popping up into my like comment section saying, or in the comments of my tweets saying, Zan, why are you focusing on this when there's so much more important stuff happening right now with the BLM protests? And it's like, guys, my mental health is in fucking shambles right now. You want me to talk about the BLM protests while I'm being falsely accused by a much larger YouTuber than me of having a sex cult and being an abuser? Yeah, that shit really fucking sucked. Let's go ahead and look at some of ThoughtSlime's tweets, though, and these are tweets from back. Some of these tweets are recent, some of these tweets are from when the drama happened, but I feel like they do a good job of showing off how frequently ThoughtSlime just back and forth, like, backpedals and, like, slimes and oozes their way back into a different position on me whenever it suits them. Fuck this. He deserves to be hit hard. I'm not beating around the bush here, and I'm not going to be polite and restrained in calling out abuse like this. We don't need to treat this guy with kid gloves, and trust me, he won't return the favor. You're damn right I won't return the favor. Okay, like I said before, this is October. This seems to be October 5th, 2020, well after I put out my video debunking the allegations, like, definitively, and ThoughtSlime backpedaled and said that sex cult was an exaggeration that they shouldn't have done. And now this is them months later after that in a Discord server, in ThoughtSlime's Discord server, saying exactly that. I will not accept equivocation of my poor phrasing when calling out abuse. This is them admitting that it's poor phrasing to call it a sex cult. When calling out, but doubling down on it being abuse, which is just not true. Like, I will literally debate you with my fucking eyes closed on whether or not anything I did was abusive. And the abuse itself. There's a massive gap in severity between our respective poor judgments. By the way, damn, they even dead named you? I know, right? How could they do something like that? Okay. So, I want to point something out here, okay? I want to point something very important out here. This is ThoughtSlime defending an abuser, okay? Spooky was an abuser. Spooky, let's go ahead and bring up the screenshots, because I like to, I like to prove everything that I say to be correct. I like backing up what I say with, studies, citations, screenshots, etc. I'm one of those guys. Let's go ahead and see the messages in question. I know they're here somewhere. Here it is. The fact you didn't message me, missing for 5 days, shows how much of snakes you are. This is her to the Discord of friend group that we had. You never cared. Too bad it's all your faults. You can deny it, but it's all your faults that I attempted to kill myself. It's all your faults. So, anyone here who is even, like, somewhat familiar with, like, abusive behavior should be able to tell that, like, saying it's your fault that I tried to kill myself, or I'm going to kill myself and it's your fault, or saying I'm going to do this and it's your fault is like textbook manipulative abuser behavior. Like look at this. How can you type this out and not see how much in the wrong you are? Also, by the way, all these screenshots, all this evidence is all extremely accessible from the very, very top of the description of my video talking about the drama. All of the screenshots and all of the evidence, okay? The only reason names are covered up is because the friends that were part of this drama, who Spooky claims to be victims of my sex cult, all helped me collect all of this evidence. Everybody else involved in the group, in like our friend group, helped me collect all of this evidence, but they wanted their names to be censored, and so that's why some of the names are censored here. Yeah, literally everybody else involved in the drama has also come out to debunk the allegations made by Spooky. Wow, this is beyond one-sided. I know, like, this is what's so great about this drama, is like, I'm so unapologetically innocent, and ThoughtSlime is so unapologetically in the wrong that it's just a cakewalk for me to just absolutely fucking annihilate these allegations. All that drama happened, and, I've been pretty upset about it for a while now. Hey, Jay Feather, good to see you. And I've been pretty upset about it for a while now, you know? It kind of sucks to be inundated with such, bullshit drama, but, it happens, okay? It fucking happens. So, I wake up today, just years after this drama's been relevant, frankly, and out of nowhere, due to, I think, a big pushback in my community against the woke scolds lately, as we've been starting to see more evident, examples of, like, the left starting to get more and more like it was back in the Gamergate days, more like it was back when the right was dominant. We're starting to see the right become more dominant in the political space as well. And obviously, I've been warning about this for a while, and then, it is kind of cool that, well, not cool, it's actually bad, but
$10.
It is kind of vindicating on my part to see my predictions coming true. But Been seeing a lot more people pushing back against ThoughtSlime just out of nowhere when I woke up this morning. So let's go ahead and check out some of the tweets that people have been posting to shit talk ThoughtSlime, because it's been just a grand old fucking time. I wonder what side of the bed they'll get up on today. Say sorry or gaslight? Fucking true. The best part is that Xanderhal hardly even brings the ThoughtSlime stuff up to his audience. He isn't even encouraging anyone to hold them accountable. TS is that insufferable. Yeah, I was really surprised when I woke up this morning. I mean, obviously now I'm covering it, and I'm definitely, sort of like, pushing people to talk about it now and whatnot. But, pretty fucking cool to see so many people just voluntarily coming out to argue against ThoughtSlime. Turkey Tom, I randomly tweeted the ThoughtSlime meme. I didn't even realize half the internet was mad at him today for saying Xanderhal runs a sex cult or something. That is true. Damn, Xander was based all along, always has been. Thank you for sticking out for me, Lonnie. What is this? This is not beef. You lied and didn't care that the lie you told perpetuated the notion that Xanderhal TV ran a sex cult. To this day, you lie about it, and the only reason you don't apologize is because you don't like Xan. That is so unimaginably gross. This is the tweet we read before. I made a whole video about how I don't care about pissing off toxic people in the community anymore, so get mad. I'm done giving leeway. Anytime one of these fucks is criticized, the critic is accused of manufacturing drama. We've been through this song and dance for so many times. I'm unironically starting to see a massive rise in people on the left saying it's okay to just not acknowledge reality as long as you come to the correct conclusion in the end anyway. Only in this case, just not coming to the correct conclusion anyway. Don't acknowledge reality if it doesn't support your narrative is really what's happening here. Like, no different than what QAnon conservative types do. I hate mentioning past shit I've mentioned before, but this previous sex cult situation with TS and Spooky really reminds me of some shit that happened with my former partner. Threatened to game end themselves and blame me, engaged in really sussy shit with a minor and then lied about my character, was forced to make a Google Doc calling them out. Abusive people are best at making other people seem like abusers. It's what they do. Lying about someone you don't like because of their proximity to someone else you hate being a sex predator is bad enough, but doubling down on it while claiming to be against toxicity in leftist spaces and crybullying when confronted with the hypocrisy of your behavior is yikesy. Between this and the pedo-jacketing, I'm finding myself increasingly frustrated with their recent actions. The cognitive dissonance required to make a whole video about how people are toxic on this app and then be toxic on this app for weeks and claim you're being harassed when people try to hold you accountable for it is wild. Mildred should maybe just take a break from Twitter. Indeed. Oh, that's a repeat tweet. Oh, this is a ThoughtSlime tweet. Here, let me see if I can get this ThoughtSlime tweet in an incognito tab, because ThoughtSlime blocked me. By the way, after ThoughtSlime blocked me and then made the sex cult allegations, so I couldn't even like reply or quote tweet the tweets to defend myself. Like, absolutely not allowing me to defend myself in any context whatsoever. Every tweet I make gets replied to by sad little hangers-on to do the limpest burns about some beef weird chud streamers have with me. What? Chud streamers? What? Like, you're just absolutely destroying your credibility right now. This is like, do you ever see conservatives, like, incapable of distinguishing between liberals and leftists? Like, you ever see a conservative say, the Democrats are socialist, and you just become like invigorated in your positions being correct because of how evidently stupid and wrong conservatives are, just on basic political shit. When I see stuff like this, when I see that like my political rivals, or not even my political rivals, just my rivals generally, are this dishonest and this stupid and literally just have to pull fan fiction out of their asses in order to find any reason to criticize me, it makes me more and more like confident in my in my place, you know? I struggle with a good amount of imposter syndrome, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, really, I do. I suffer from a good amount of imposter syndrome. And, seeing that so many of the people that dislike me don't really have all that much, to say about me as far as like proving I'm bad goes, just makes me feel like, okay, maybe I do deserve to be where I am. Me, whoa, I love carrot cake. Some stranger I've never spoken to, almost as much as you love saying Xanderhal had a sex cult. Yeah, ThoughtSlime, you said I had a sex cult. Nerd plus I plus ratio. Me trying to avoid eye contact with a crackhead at the gas station. It's a pretty good meme. If honesty isn't a value you hold, that's fine, but you should expect... Damn, ThoughtSlime's getting fucking ratioed! Sadly, they actually do believe that saying the same lie or statement aggressively and repeatedly can browbeat people into agreeing, and that it might convince random people who see it to believe them. It's not even about the person they're responding to, it's about bystanders. What? I really want to know, has this person, like, is either a lying piece of shit, or is just stupid, or is too lazy to seek out the evidence. I want to see if anyone, like, has called them out. But Xanderhal never had a sex cult. The lie is from ThoughtSlime. They'd absolutely be begging for forgiveness if they'd wrongly accused a woman of color of the same thing. This kind of behavior is just aberrant and reflects badly on the left. Absolutely fucking true. Having a parasocial relationship with a streamer and compelling them with parasocial streamers, antagonists, or enemies, brain gone, barely functional. Yeah, this person is just wrong. I think chain blocking likes and retweets can be effective in limiting the network effect of hangers and dogpilers. So what they're actually trying to do here is prevent as many people as possible that have heard ThoughtSlime's lies from being able to hear the truth. So basically what's been happening is people have been responding to ThoughtSlime's tweets with screenshots disproving the like sex cult allegations, and ThoughtSlime has been blocking them and and whatnot to try to keep their replies from showing up in the replies to their tweets, because then their fans, who they want to believe I had a sex cult, and they want their fans to be on their side. They don't want their fans seeing the evidence, so they're trying to cover it up by chain blocking and stuff like that. So none of my fans, and none of Vash's fans, and Shoe on Head's fans, nobody on the left or on who knows about this drama, who's decent, who has more than 2 brain cells, can provide the evidence in the comments.
$5.
How it started, how it's going. Oh, yeah. Here's okay, this is a good one. So this is a good one. This is good. It is not hyperbole to say that having a group of women who are sexually devoted to you while you are not to them, and starting plans to live in a shared space is a sex cult. We never had plans to live in a shared space. This is not me being glib. That's calling a spade a spade. Wait, does ThoughtSlime think that, like, Lonnie was like... Does ThoughtSlime think that me and Lonnie living together was... the arranging to share a space? Lonnie and I were dating for months before the whole, like, thing even happened. Cherry's response, when I purposefully spread false information on the internet. I love that fucking ThoughtSlime graper. It's so good. Every tweet I make gets replied by sad little hanger. Yeah. So, like, here you can see, like, ThoughtSlime go from, like, they literally are such a slimy little fuck. Their name is so accurate. Their name is so accurate. I like the profile picture, though. You see, like, the little soft boy ooh-woo, like, profile picture? This is, like the peak lefty abuser feel, you know? Like, the ooh-woo soft boy, like, like, ooh-woo profile picture, but, like, an absolutely, like, massive piece of shit in real life. Just here, let me get rid of the chat for you guys so you can see it. Just, like, absolutely. You can feel... like the smugness sort of emanating through the profile picture there, you know what I'm saying? ThoughtSlime really falsely accused Xan of being a sexual abuser, only to a year later say, but did you consider I had to deal with his fans asking me to apologize, Lamau? And Vosh replied, I would hate to be in their position. Thankfully, I have never once been wrong on the internet. True. Oh, and then of course Shoe on Head coming up to bat for me. That was really nice to see. Yes, I spread a lie about someone being a sexual abuser, but have you thought about how this affects me? As a quote tweet to that other tweet, remember? The TS gives me heavy Mel vibes? Yes, yeah. The Shoe on Head's tweet was the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning. Yeah, Lonnie, that was what you woke me up and told me about it. Yeah, we got like a bunch of people in their replies and stuff. Oh yeah, here's more of ThoughtSlime going back and forth. No, I made a flip remark, clarified that I had overstated it, and for years I have dealt with his fans being insufferable about it. Also, it is not hyperbole to say that having a group of women who are sexually devoted to you while you are not to them and starting plans to live in a shared space is a sex cult. That is not me being glib. That's calling a spade a spade. god, it's just constant back and forth, literally. Whether like it's like a 50-50 coin flip on whether or not ThoughtSlime's gonna apologize today, or not really, like apologize but not apologize, like sorry not sorry, like just a statement to get like people off their back, or if they're gonna gaslight their fans into thinking, no, I never did that. And of course their fans fall for it, because, you know, Xanderhal, I usually do not like calling people in this space things like this, but I'm very comfortable saying TS is an actual abuser. True. Okay, this has been like a running joke to everybody who was involved in the drama from the beginning, okay? So basically, somebody in my Discord server posted a GIF of a Club Penguin dancing that said high quality dance, like a few moments before Spooky typed, "I'm leaving the server, fuck you." So it looks like she said it in response, and this conjunction of messages has been a meme ever since. Xanderhal, the funny thing is that ThoughtSlime's fans have a ton of overlap with VGG, Demon Mama's imps in your community, but TS and their more abusive fans try to deny that. So here's the thing. There are a lot of people in my audience that are never going to bite the bullet on ThoughtSlime being an abusive piece of shit. They like ThoughtSlime's content, and because ThoughtSlime, well, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, some amount of people watching this stream right now that are fans of my content are probably going to take what I have to say a little bit less seriously, unironically, because I am a cis straight white man. Unironically, I'm not kidding. There is some amount of people who are watching this stream right now that'll hear what I have to say and take my side less and give my words less credit because of my identity over ThoughtSlime, because ThoughtSlime has a non-that identity. Also, there's a lot of people who are just biased because, you know, maybe they like ThoughtSlime's videos. I mean, his content is good, but it's irrelevant to this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, you can enjoy someone's content while also thinking they're a piece of shit, you know? ThoughtSlime made a very good video on psychedelics and a pretty good video on Minecraft. Those specifically stick out to me as good videos. All right, here are the next memes, guys. Regarding this ThoughtSlime drama, I found a clip from a guy who makes good YouTube videos who has some profound advice that ThoughtSlime should probably take.
People took issue with it, and they let me know, gently, that what I had done was hurtful and beneath me. And I did what YouTubers are supposed to do in that situation. I followed protocol. I got really defensive, like a baby that had both pooped and peed itself, that kind of baby, insulted everyone who spoke up, and threw a temper tantrum. I was about halfway through writing an op-ed for Reason.com titled, "Why I'm Leaving the Left, the Hounding of SJW Woke Scolds," when I thought, you know what, I'm gonna ask my fiance what she thinks, and she'll tell me I'm right, because I'm always right, and the only feedback I should be allowed to get is constant praise. So she watched it, and she said to me, "Well, Matt, you know, one problem with this video is that you did fuck up, and one thing about the criticism you're getting is that they kind of have a point." And suddenly, the cognitive dissonance
Damn, 1,100
was broken.
viewers.
And it became obvious to me, like it had been obvious to everyone else before me, that I was doing that thing, you know, that thing where you know you're wrong, so you try and just be wrong harder at the people trying to talk sense to you, to double down until you're comfortably beneath the Earth's crust, and nobody can force you back up to the surface to confront the painful reality that you've hurt people. So I swallowed my pride and I said I was sorry. I took down the video, reached out to a few of the people I had been particularly shitty to, and apologized to them personally. It hurt to do. It was hard. I don't tell you that to make you feel sorry for me. It should be hard. Growth is hard, and this is my job. People pay me...
Yeah, by the way, reminder that this is ThoughtSlime's apology for using the words lunacy and nanners in a video, because that's ableist. I just want to remind you that is the context of this
Thousands
clip.
of dollars a month, and that means it doesn't always get to be easy. I'm not entitled to this being easy. I don't know exactly what creators owe an audience, but I know the answer isn't nothing. That's a shitty attitude to have, I think. I owe plenty to my audience. I owe you all.
I'm telling you guys, we're going back to 2016. We're in 2014 too right now, okay? Right now, we're in 2014 too. Next year, we're gonna be in 2014. We're gonna be in 2015 too, and then the year after that, 2016 too, and it's gonna be a great fucking time. I'm so excited for 2016 too. We're literally, this is new game plussing Gamergate, and I'm so goddamn excited. It's gonna be cancel culture, CRT, pronouns, and goddamn feminist cringe compilations, and the narrative around simps and e-girl streamers is gonna be the push. GG plus, yeah, Gamergate plus. That's what we're gonna call it, Gamergate plus. So, I do think that this drama is going to lead, or not this drama, but I do think we're headed towards like another reactionary, conservative, like right-wing, like anti-SJW sort of like wave on the internet. And I've been warning about it for a while. And I think that we as progressives need to make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure that we represent the ideas that we stand for in the most competent way possible, okay? When you're out there and you're arguing with like a transphobe, make sure you're doing it in a way that people who are watching are going to think, hell yeah, they're owning that transphobe. If you're debating a neo-Nazi, make sure people watching are thinking, hell yeah, that lefty is owning that neo-Nazi. You don't want to do things like freak out on people in public or anything like that. The truth, Xan is in a sex cult, but it's my sex cult. It's always been my sex cult. Good one, Lonnie. Good one, Lonnie. Well, that was the same meme twice. If more people realize ThoughtSlime is a gaslighting toxic dipshit, I'd have more faith in the online left. Oh, obviously we can't see. Oh, it's that tweet from before.
Welcome
It's
to
the tweet we
capitalism,
saw
everybody.
earlier. Thank you for the subscriptions, everybody. I'll be reading donations in a moment. Don't worry. ThoughtSlime. Xander has a sex cult because some of my sad little hangers-on said so. Reality. Nope. There's proof that isn't true. TS. Chuds are trying limp burns to convince me I'm wrong. ThoughtSlime is what happens when a spoiled little Canadian kid is told they're a bright and special person, given lots of pats on the back for mediocre takes by teens online, and surrounded by tankies who help to convince them they're better than everyone else. I don't know about tankies. I don't think ThoughtSlime is like a tanky. Like, I've never seen ThoughtSlime defend China or like the Soviet Union or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure ThoughtSlime is friends with tankies because tankies are very good at using idpol, but like, I don't think ThoughtSlime themselves is a tanky. During the BLM/Floyd protests, TS spent an entire day or two trying to convince everyone that burning buildings isn't violence because that's a pragmatic way to spend time during a pivotal moment. Wonder how far they got with that goal. Literally, all you need to do, if you're a BLM supporter, which most of us in here all are, all you need to do to respond to the BLM is doing riots talking point is just point to the statistics. The vast majority, don't want to understate how vast the majority of BLM protests are completely peaceful. The ones where violence does actually occur, in the vast majority of those cases, it's instigated by the police, and the police using excessive force on both protesters and the press. And in the cases where there are riots, and it is bad, and there are businesses being burned down, then that's not okay. I don't stand by that then. But I stand by the message of BLM and everything else they do. But maybe that 0.0002% of the time, we can bite the bullet and say, okay, those riots aren't good. But Xan, Portland burned to the ground, remember? My favorite thing ever is to ask conservatives, what cities has BLM burned to the ground? What city? What city is gone now that doesn't exist anymore, that existed before summer of 2020? What city did BLM burn to the ground? And then they say something like Portland. I'm like, really? Portland is gone? There's just no more Portland anymore. Really? It's just gone off the face of the earth. Let's go check that. God, it really is nice seeing so many people stick up for me with this drama, especially just out of nowhere and so delayed. Kind of a lesson on delayed satisfaction here, to be honest, Sort of like someone fucks you over a long time ago and... Yeah, rep Portlandia. Someone fucks you over a long time ago and you stew on it. You don't really stew on it, but you just kind of live with the consequences of it and are like, this really sucks for a long time. But then a long time later, eventually justice comes about. It's always a nice feeling. It's like whenever, a murder case happens and 10 years later, upgrades in forensic technology allow the cold case to be solved, and the guy who got away with the murder for 10, 12 years actually gets caught and gets locked up. It's like one of those cases. You'll love to see it. Hey, If you enjoyed this segment, please consider leaving a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon next to the subscription button so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video, because they just won't do it otherwise. Also, be sure if you want to see more from me online to follow my social media, all linked down below, including my Twitter, my Instagram, my fan Discord where I hang out, do watch parties of movies and TV shows, and sometimes even play games with my fans. It's just generally like a cool place to hang out. The real sex cult zone, the place that started it all. Link is down there in the description, so feel free to join. And of course, if you want to support me financially to help out the channel, you can always consider donating, subscribing, or even gifting a sub over on my website, xanderhal.com/live. Donating or gifting a sub, or sorry, donating or super chatting over on YouTube, or even pledging me on Patreon, or donating through Streamlabs. But no matter how you support me, whether it be through a like, a comment, a view, or even a financial donation, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.